Deline is the only community on the shores of the Great Bear Lake, the 8th biggest lake in the world. About 550 people live in Deline, 95% of them are Aboriginal. The people of Deline still speak their language and live their culture and traditions every day. The Deline First Nation is one of 5 Saulteaux-Dene First Nations who signed the regional Saulteaux-Dene and Métis Comprehensive Land Claim Agreement in 1993. They have been working to achieve self-government ever since.
Today, Deline said yes by voting 449 times.
March 12, 2014 was a historic and emotional day in Deline NWT. The road to this moment was a long and challenging one.
Deline has been negotiating the self-government agreement for 18 years.
But we didn't want to make any mistakes along the way. We had to make sure everything we negotiate is done right.
Nobody knew exactly what self-government should look like in Deline, other than the fact that we knew that we needed to do something.
The only way the people could work and accomplish things was to come together as one.
For the people of Deline, self-government is as much about reclaiming their past as it is about creating a better future. There are a few important things the Deline Self-Government Agreement will do.
Right now we have the Charter Community, the Band Council, and we have the Deline Land Corporation. All of those will cease to exist, and they'll all find themselves under the new Deline-Gotene government.
When we transfer over, everybody's going to be working for one government, one community, one people.
As an Aboriginal public government, the Deline-Gotene government will be elected by and serve both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal residents of the community and all Deline First Nation citizens, no matter where they live.
Our leaders wanted to make sure that Aboriginal component of governance is front and center.
By governing yourselves in a community, we have more control over our own funding, control over our own language, our own culture.
Self-government will give the Deline-Gotene government the powers and tools it needs to strengthen Deline culture, as well as the local economy.
When I created an economy before, when I talked about economy, everybody was trapping, everybody was hunting, everybody was busy. Now our economy is, we're lucky if we have 30% people working in town.
It will bring decision-making closer to the community and ensure decision makers are accountable to those who elect them.
We've built mechanisms in the government where the new government would have to put in place rules and regulations dealing with the disclosure, conflict of interest, making sure that we're accountable.
The Deline-Gotene government will be able to count on stable, predictable funding from governments. Most federal taxes and GST paid by people in Deline will go to the Deline-Gotene government. And over time, as the government increases its capacity to generate its own revenue, it will be expected to fund more of its own operations.
We'll also be able to make investments in and outside the community of Deline.
Oil and gas, we have tourism, we have fishing, we have big game outfitting.
There's a lot of different ways that we can raise revenue.
The people of Deline believe that self-government will make positive change possible for their community and their people.
We have a lot of issues with respect to housing, education.
We want to take care of our own people.
We would have control on how we educate our children. We're able to say what programs we need to provide the best possible education for our children, whether it's teaching English, teaching North Slavey.
I like to see us as an independent Aboriginal.
Self-government is a historic achievement for this generation of leaders and a legacy for generations to come.
It would be nice to die peacefully without worrying about our kids.
In the end, if this agreement can make my children work with other children and benefit together and help one another and share, then I think that's the most important thing for me.
Deline is ready for self-government. They are asking parliamentarians for their support to complete this journey.